Personal log, First Officer Safi Larson. Stardate 55408.2. I've been pleased with the way the crew has come together under combat conditions. They've pulled the Sovereign through a difficult series of enemy engagements. Few starships have seen so much conflict over such a short period of time, and survived. I am personally concerned, however, about the new ships the Cardassians have brought into battle. These Kessok ships. Who are the Kessok? Why are they allied to the Cardassians? And what new danger do they represent?
Captain, Admiral Liu is sending us a secure message.
On screen, Ensign.
Captain, a large Cardassian strike force is headed for Starbase 12. Apparently, the vessels you encountered in the Tezzel system were not part of the main fleet as Starfleet intelligence thought. Numerous hostile ships are converging on this starbase. I've contacted the rest of our fleet and informed them of the situation. But with our forces spread across the sector, it will be some time before they can respond. Our situation is dire, Captain. The Federation has sent Ambassador Salek of Vulcan here on a critical mission. If we lose this station, more importantly, if we lose the Ambassador, our tenuous foothold and hopes for this region of space will be lost. The Sovereign is the closest to our position. You will have to fight a delaying action until the rest of our forces can arrive. Please hurry, Captain. Our lives are in your hands.
So much for Beale. I hope the shuttles will make it. Kiska, adjust our bearing to 30.79 Mark 15.
Aye, Commander. Course altered to Starbase 12. We have arrived at Starbase 12, Captain.
Looks like we beat the Cardassians here. No contacts on long-range scan. Not yet, anyway.
Captain, incoming message from Starbase 12.
Good to see you, Sovereign. Good to see any friendly, in fact. There's not much time. I'm afraid we can't offer you full repairs, but we can give you a fresh torpedo load. Luckily, we've just received our shipment of quantum torpedoes. There's no more need to ration them.
Alright, welcome back to Star Trek Bridge Commander, guys, and yeah, things just went rather poorly. We got our ass kicked by the Kessok. Well, not as badly as I have had my ass kicked on this game, but we got pretty badly kicked. We've had to leave the shuttles on Beale and hope that they'll be okay. And to add misery to even more misery, the Cardassians look to be launching an attack on Starbase 12. Now, fortunately, even though the Starbase isn't able to repair me, I have... I'm not doing too badly here as far as the Sovi goes. She's not got any major damage whatsoever. She's got a full quantum torpedo load now that we can reload quantums, and her shields aren't really that battered either, and I'm just taking this time to go to yellow alert, get the batteries recharged, which it looks like they already are anyway, so no problem there. Get the shields recharged, and then we can hopefully get into this fight and win it. So the game's beginning to crank up now. Obviously, it's kind of like in a first-person shooter where you get a load of ammo and recharges. You know that there's bad stuff around the corner now. That's pretty much how the game's going to go in from here on out. The difficulty's going to ramp up, the enemies are going to be tougher, and we'll be winding up the mission soon.
Captain, a group of
Red
Cardassian
alert.
ships has entered the area.
All hands to battle stations. Red alert.
Red
Readings,
alert,
Felix.
shields up.
You're not gonna like this, Commander. It's us against 3 Keldons.
The odds are about even then.
I'll bet a month's holodeck privileges there's even more on the way.
I would say, given that I'm now on free fire mode with quantum torpedoes, the odds aren't even at all at this point. This is an absolute beating.
The bottom shield is draining, sir.
Keldons really are not a threat to a Sovereign-class starship. So, if there's only 3 and I'm free to use quantum torpedoes, I don't really see this lasting too long. Unfortunately, the first thing I do is slam the quantum torpedoes into the force shield of the Keldon, which is probably its only tough shield. Now, quantum torpedoes are just straight up superior to photon torpedoes in every single way. They're faster, they're more accurate.
Picking up a Starfleet
Sir,
vessel
we are draining
entering the
their
system,
top
Captain.
shield.
Sir, it's the Geronimo.
Captain McRae is hailing us. On
Target
screen.
hull integrity at 50%.
Looks like you're in a spot of trouble, Sovereign, and could use some help.
The aft shield has
Welcome
failed,
to the party,
Captain.
Gregory. We've been holding them so far, but the Cardassians aren't showing any signs of backing down.
Well, now, I can't have you hoarding all
Sir,
the fun,
we're going
can
to
I?
hit.
Besides, I've a score to settle with our friends here. Moving to engage.
About the only time in this game I'm going to feel happy to see that guy. Well, it looks like the Geronimo's only using photons here, although that might just be someone else missing, but I don't know where those photon torpedoes came from. Yeah, that's where you want to hit a Keldon with quantum torpedoes. And this should be okay.
Captain, another Cardassian strike wave is entering the system.
Well, it was obviously going to get a little bit more difficult, but we've got rid of two of the... well, one and a bit of the Keldons now, and whoa, that'd be the Starbase. Yep, that would be the Starbase. I really should know where I'm going. But we're okay for the moment. So it's me, the Geronimo, and the Starbase against, what, 5 Keldons? 4 Keldons? Well, okay, that one survived that, but yeah, let's get the other Keldon down and then we'll be doing fine. Yeah, I'm sure the Geronimo's just using photons here. God damn it, McRae, why can't you be useful for once in your life rather than drunk? Oh well, I guess you did something there.
Captain, I'm picking up another ship entering the area. Sir, it's the Enterprise.
The Enterprise is sending a broadcast hail to the Starbase. I'm linking us in. On screen.
Starbase 12.
Their bottom
This is the
shield is
Enterprise.
draining,
What
sir.
is your status?
The Cardassians are putting up a stiff fight, Captain. We're a little outnumbered.
Understood. We're moving in to engage.
Well, Cardassians, now would be a very good time to tuck your tails between your legs and run. As being up against 2 Sovereign-class starships with just your Keldons is not where you want to be.
Target hull integrity at 75%.
And it's great to see the Enterprise. I do look, you always get that thing no matter what, whether it's a movie, whether it's a game, whatever. Sir, it's the Enterprise. Always great to hear.
Captain, 3 Kessok warships entering the system.
They're bringing in their heavy guns
Captain,
now.
we have collapsed their
This
bottom
could be their
shield.
final thrust.
If we're lucky.
Or I guess you could summon the Kessok in. I really wish you hadn't done that, but hey. Okay, let's take out this Keldon, and then we'll focus on the Kessok, because the Kessok will take the Geronimo to pieces. Although the Geronimo definitely has the capability of hanging with the Kessok ships if it was going to use quantum torpedoes, but the fact it's using photons is kind of awkward. The Kessok seem to be concentrating on the Starbase, and there's the Kessok positron torpedo, and you can see there it hit me on the forward shield, I think, and put it immediately into the yellow. So these things do a lot of damage. The upside is that or at least the upside to positron torpedoes for me is at least that positron torpedoes are very slow. So because I keep my speed high in this game for as much as I possibly can, it's usually very rare I get hit by positron torpedoes. And yep, unfortunately that Kessok ship put the correct angle between me and itself, and it took those quantum torpedoes on the top shield, but now it's put the wrong angle between me and itself, and just showing me its bottom shield.
Sir, we are draining their top shield.
I do thank someone in the comments for mentioning, I can't remember who it was in the comment, mentioning the best place to attack a Kessok ship is on the repair system, because then you're more likely to hit the weak ventral shields.
Attacks are draining their right shield.
That's probably the best thing to. That's probably the best advice I can give when you're attacking the Kessok. Basically, you're in a battle of attrition for the most part against these guys. As long as you can stay out of the arc of their positron torpedoes, and their positron beams, you're usually going to be okay. Because, as you can see, the Federation ships have full coverage, whereas the Kessok ship doesn't. They have a pretty limited firing arc, so as long as you can stay in... as long as you can stay outside of that arc, you can really do some damage to them. And that's, again, keeping your speed as high as possible. And breaking off warp nacelles is always a fun thing to do. I'm aiming for the warp engines because I get the feeling the Kessok are going to try and run here.
Captain, they're turning about. They're fleeing. I think we did it.
Incoming message from Captain Picard. On screen.
Enterprise and Sovereign. Looks like we have them on the run. We'll pursue. You will remain here and protect the Starbase in the event of any return.
Captain Picard, we'll join you. My crew and I haven't finished with these Cardassian dogs yet.
The Enterprise and Geronimo have left the system.
Starbase 12 is hailing us. On screen.
Captain, my commendations for a job well done. Starbase 12 owes you our lives. With the help of the Geronimo and the Enterprise, we can continue our operations in this region. Which brings me to the topic of your next assignment. The Cardassians are replacing their warships at a disturbingly rapid rate, and... What? Are you sure? Captain, our long-range sensors are picking up half a dozen contacts heading for Starbase 12. The retreat of the strike force was apparently meant to draw away our defenders. I will notify the Enterprise and Geronimo, but it may be too late by the time they return. We're counting on you to defend us again. Good luck, Captain. Liu out.
Captain,
6 ships
incoming
have just
message from
warped
Starbase
in.
12.
Their
Captain,
signature's Cardassian,
Sorry,
but
Captain. We're a
But
little
what?
busy for docking
they're
right
freighters.
Captain, incoming message from Starbase 12. Freighters?
Are they
Sorry,
super
Captain.
freighters?
We're a little busy
No,
for docking
just
right
normal
now.
freighters. Slow-moving, weak shields, no weapons. What are the Cardassians up to?
Captain,
Miguel.
their forward
Intercept
shield has
course
failed.
plotted.
I'm scanning them. Commander, these freighters are loaded with plasma explosives. And there's no crew. They're on autopilot, headed for the Starbase.
They're going to ram the Starbase. We have to stop them.
Captain, I'd advise maintaining distance from these freighters when we destroy them. The explosion is likely to be huge. One of the freighters is going to ram the Starbase.
A freighter is closing in on the Starbase. Collision is imminent, sir.
Their top shield has failed. Initiating scan.
Captain, the explosives are stored in the freighter's aft cargo holds.
I've added the location of the cargo
Their top
holds
shield
to the
has
target
failed.
system.
And the Cardassians always have something sneaky in their arsenal, don't they? However, in this situation, this isn't really a huge threat given how weak these freighters actually are. So, yeah, we can burn through them at our will or our leisure, and just target the cargo hold now, and these ships will go up very, very easily. You can see I'm only using 2 quantum torpedoes each, mainly because I want to reserve what I'm doing, just so that I can fire one load then another. And obviously I somehow missed the cargo hold there, but never mind. I'm going to destroy the ship before I destroy the cargo hold, but whatever. Yep, one more. I can use my rear torpedoes on this one, I think, assuming I can line them up anything like properly. Nope. Yep, me and my crappy lining up, but there you go. If you destroy the cargo hold, the ship goes up. So this looks to be this should be the last of the Cardassian attack, and I'm surprised that people don't do this. I suppose that you haven't seen much more of this in Star Trek history, the sort of the automated warping, the automated warp in and ram strategy should be, should be pretty good. But I suppose you could argue that most bases really should have, or bases in orbits of planets, you'll have to come out of warp before you hit the planet. But that'd certainly be something that I would consider as a tactic, certainly against enemy fortifications, which are going to be super hard to, attack in any other way. I would say that this is a perfectly legitimate tactic, really. Not saying anything about its morals or anything, but at least he hasn't asked the crew to kill themselves for it, because there's no crew. But I also suppose a thing like Starbase 12 should really be more heavily defended than it is, and we only just about got here in time. But that's the last of the freighters, and we're good.
Stand down weapons.
Main power is
All
fluctuating,
stations,
Captain.
yellow
We'll have to
alert.
reduce
The
power to
last
some
of the
systems.
freighters.
No contacts on long-range sensors. I think that's the end of them.
Don't jinx us, Miguel.
Starbase 12 is hailing us. On screen.
Cancel yellow alert.
Captain, I cannot thank you enough for defending the Starbase a second time. Now, if there are no further interruptions, I'll brief you on your next assignment. Captain, as I'm sure you're aware, at the rate the Cardassians are replacing their warships with these new vessels, the Federation is in grave danger. Our losses thus far haven't been extreme, but the Federation Council is rapidly coming to the conclusion that we cannot fight this war alone. Federation diplomats have been in contact with Klingon and Romulan ambassadors in an effort to form an alliance to deal with the resurgent Cardassian threat. The Klingons are eager to fight the Cardassians, but have a limited number of combat-worthy ships. And they have reservations about dealing with the Romulans. The Romulans are amenable to joining forces to fight the Cardassians, as it serves their own purposes. But they do not fully trust the Klingons, or the Federation, for that matter. Luckily, both parties have agreed to meet with us because of our coalition during the war with the Dominion. The Sovereign will serve as an escort for Ambassador Salek, who is chosen by the Federation to lead the talks. He will give you the coordinates for the meeting once he is on board. Good luck. Liu out.
Captain, Ambassador Salek has beamed aboard.
Admiral Liu can't thank us enough for saving Starbase 12, so she's assigning us to chauffeur and babysit an ambassador. Now that's gratitude.
Well, I'm relieved to be going on a mission that doesn't involve Cardassians firing at us. I suppose you would prefer a mission that had us facing a dozen galores.
I would...
That's enough. The ambassador should be here any moment.
Greetings, Captain. I am Ambassador Salek.
Welcome aboard, Ambassador. This summit sounds like an exciting opportunity for the Federation.
An opportunity born of necessity. Still, I believe the meeting will be a success. I will enter the coordinates of the rendezvous.
Coordinates accepted. Course laid in for the Alberia system, Captain.
May I suggest docking with the Starbase before we go? We could use a resupply and repairs.
Well, we didn't really take much damage from that attack that just happened from the Cardassians, but to be fair, we did run out of quantum torpedoes, so we could really do with a refill on those. And yeah, 60 torpedoes doesn't go very far. I'm going to be doing an awful lot of restocking.
As an extra special thanks for saving the Starbase, Admiral Liu has asked me to fit you with some prototype phased plasma torpedoes. These torpedoes can achieve partial phase, allowing them to pass through concentrated energy barriers such as shields before exploding. So you can expect them to pack quite a wallop. A note of caution, however. These torpedoes have never before been tested in the field. As you know, plasma explosives can be unstable, and the phased plasma torpedoes are delicately balanced. Unfortunately, I don't have replacements for these torpedoes, so what I've given you is all you're going to get. Use them wisely and carefully.
I hope Liu doesn't come to regret her decision to draft us as guinea pigs.
Where's your sense of adventure, man? This is cutting-edge technology we're getting to work with. I can't wait to try them out.
Brex, What did he mean these torpedoes are unstable? Are they safe to use?
They're not going to blow up our ship or anything. Judging by the lab tests, there's only a 1% chance that the torpedoes will seep plasma when they're launched.
And if that happens?
The worst case scenario is that we lose the torpedo launcher.
The phase plasma torpedoes are definitely very cool. They have really, they obviously just bypass shields, and obviously that makes them incredibly powerful, but they're not as accurate as quantum torpedoes or as fast, so they are a lot easier to dodge. So I'm not really tremendously good at using them. I will use them during the course of this game, but I can't promise effectively.
Arriving at the designated coordinates, Captain.
I'm reading Lyra Station. No other contacts.
We're right on time. Do you think they had a change of heart?
We're talking Klingons and Romulans, and you mention hearts?
Brex, science has proven unequivocally that they do have them. Klingons, in fact, have two.
Captain, 2 ships decloaking directly ahead. 1 Romulan warbird and a Klingon Vorcha class.
The Klingon ship is signaling, sir. On screen.
We meet again, Captain.
Captain Corbus. I must admit some surprise at seeing you. What brings you here?
Bah! Chauffeuring an ambassador from one place to another. Hardly the job for a warrior. Still, Chancellor Martok has great hope for this meeting, though I have my doubts about Romulan integrity. Kapla!
Signal from the warbird, Captain. On screen.
Well, Captain, it appears our paths were destined to cross again. Though I wish we weren't in the company of these Klingons. I am pessimistic and prepared for the worst. At least it will be a pleasant surprise if something positive comes from this summit. I hate to cut short our engrossing discussion, but our ambassador has beamed over to the station. The talks are ready to begin. Until next time, Captain. Terek out.
I will take my leave of you now, Captain. The other ambassadors are assembled, and I do not wish to keep them waiting.
Good luck, Ambassador.
Farewell, Captain. Live long and prosper.
Sir, can we negotiate an alliance? I have a hard time believing the Romulans would willingly cooperate with the Federation.
Recent history would suggest it is possible.
If you ask me, the Romulans are in this solely to serve their own interests.
You don't think there will ever be a chance for peace between the Romulans and the Federation?
An uneasy peace, maybe. Personally, I think the Romulans are more interested in finding out about that device the Cardassians have.
And let's not leave the Klingons out of that equation. They would love to know about it too. For that matter, so would I.
Well, whatever their motivation, a little extra muscle won't hurt.
Captain, the ambassador has beamed aboard the station.
I suppose there's nothing to do now but sit, wait, and hope for the best.
They also serve who only stand and wait. John Milton.
Waiting is not what I do best.
Captain, I'm picking up a number of contacts at the edge of the system. Their configuration
Red alert,
is
shields
Cardassian.
up. What? How
We're
could
in
they have
danger of
found us
colliding with
here?
another ship, Captain. Incoming message from the Klingons, Captain. And the Romulans. I'll put them up one at a time. Intercept course plotted.
I knew that despicable Romulan had no honor. They have betrayed us, Captain. When we have defeated these Cardassian pests, I will have the head of that traitor, Terek.
I knew the Klingons would betray us. Their involvement with the Cardassians is obvious now. When this battle is over, Corbus will rue the day he openly defied the Romulan Star Empire.
Wonderful. As if we didn't have enough to worry about.
For what it's worth, Commander, they appear to be cooperating. At least they're not firing at each other. They've engaged the Cardassians.
I suggest we do the same, Captain.
Did you see that utter BS maneuver that Keldon produced there to get out of range of my quantum torpedoes? It's like, that's just awful, the ability to do that. It obviously must have used an intercept command or something like that, but that was just cheese of the highest order. Anyway, you can have these quantum torpedoes for your arrogance. Yeah, there you go, eat that. Now, Lyra Station is not very strong at all, so we are going to have to get a move on. And fighting in the atmosphere of a planet isn't really what I was planning on doing, but hey, we might as well while we're here, right? And again, there's no way those quantums are going to hit. I'm really bad with rear torpedoes, but then again, I'd rather keep my speed up high. I mainly... Oh dear, more Cardassians. To be honest, I actually start using the rear torpedoes as kind of a marker in terms of my flight path more than anything else, because in order to maintain separation, which is what you do want to do when you're in a SOVI, because you don't have the turning circle of some of the more nimble ships, you want to maintain distance so you can get all your stuff firing properly. You should try and at least use your rear torpedoes just so that you've got the rotation and separation going on. Ah, that's very, very, very close. I'm targeting the Keldon's torpedoes here. I'm not too sure that's worthwhile. I think it's probably best just to try and destroy the Keldon class ship rather than mess around with taking its weapons out. Oh, one of those torpedoes went straight through it. Not having much luck here. It's like, when things could be going better. Are they going to hit? Yay, I got some hits with aft quantum torpedoes. I'm so good. Well, maybe not, but hey.
Sir, we are draining their top shield.
And once again, I don't think I've got my weapons set at 125%, which I absolutely should, but fortunately that Keldon was kind enough just to sit in my firing arc for a while. Yep, I'm going straight for its warp core on this one, which seems fine. Lyra Station seems to be in a little bit of trouble at the moment. It's taking hull damage, which suggests it's got a gap in its shield somewhere, which isn't really what I want to see. But we're just burning through the Cardassian shields here. If I did have a downer on this game, I mean, I really do like this game, but I feel like if I had one downer on it, I feel like the role-playing aspect of it really isn't too strong. What I mean by that, and this is a fault that I can give to Star Trek Online as well, is basically a Starfleet captain should be doing a lot more than just shooting up Cardassians. You know, you should have a lot more role-play of like, oh, queries on being, you know, what it's like to be a Federation captain, and that is something that I feel like a Final Unity did really well. You know, you had a lot of things to do other than just shoot up opposing ships. Now, shooting up opposing ships was part of the game for sure, but it wasn't the be-all and end-all of the game, and I think that that is where, if I had a criticism of Bridge Commander or I had a criticism of Star Trek Online, I mean, I obviously have criticism of Star Trek Online, but if I had, you know, if I had to pick one thing to pull out, that would be my major deal in that, certainly from my, certainly if you're going into the games errata should reflect art thing, then, oh, I appear to be shooting up the station. This isn't clever.
Lyra Station is hailing us. They want to know if something is wrong with our targeting system.
No, there's nothing wrong with them. Here, let me demonstrate it with this full load of quantum torpedoes, unless you shut up. Okay, just one more galore left. And it's miles away, so it's no threat to the station, so the station has definitely been saved at this point.
Intercept course?
But there is a reason why this galore's out here. I think it's probably because of the mission pathing as well, so we are going to intercept it. at some point, maybe. You can see the Kairos over there. But moving back to my point, it's like Star Trek, certainly as a fan, Star Trek's about a lot more than just shooting stuff up. Now obviously the Dominion War had a lot of shooting stuff up, but it was an overall arc, and to be honest, the Dominion War itself only lasted 2 seasons, and it wasn't the entirety of those 2 seasons. Whereas, you know, the Federation, in every game, the Federation seems to be involved in a war every 5 minutes, and that's not really the way that I feel personally that Star Trek should be going. You know, the Federation is supposed to have evolved beyond that, and the only reason that there was a war involved in DS9 was that the Dominion was every bit as powerful, if not more powerful, than the Federation, and that's why, you know, it was one quadrant of the galaxy versus another, not just a spat.
That appears to be the last of them. There are no enemy contacts on sensors.
Captain, the Junkai is firing on the Cairo.
Captain,
Corvus
we're on
out of his
collision
mind.
course.
He doesn't stand a chance.
Yep, and the Klingons have gone and done it again. But obviously, sometimes you do have to have a combat framing device, like I've shown here, but certainly when you get to Star Trek Online, it's literally the Federation are at war with everyone in the galaxy, pretty much. I just think there's an awful lot more that you can do with the franchise, rather than just turning it into, let's just throw one ship against another. It's like, make a story for once, and to be honest, I think that's how a lot of media is going at the moment.
Cairo is firing back.
The Warbird's engines have been disabled. Corvus's weapons are out, and his hull is beginning to buckle.
Incoming message from Captain Corbus.
What are you waiting for, Captain? Help me destroy the Romulan traitor!
Captain Tarek. On screen, sir.
Captain, we have done nothing to provoke this attack. If you fire on my ship, I promise you will not live long enough to regret it.
Have you no honor, Captain? Very well. If you will not help, then I will finish what I have started. Helm, prepare for ramming speed.
Captain, we can't let him compromise the summit.
The Junkai is powering up its engines, Captain.
They're moving toward the Cairo.
Tractor beam engaged, Captain. We've stopped them.
Incoming message from Captain Corbus.
Captain, what are you doing? Release the tractor beam at once, so I may have the honor of sending Tarek to a coward's death.
Captain Tarek. On screen, sir.
Ha! Your pathetic excuse for a warship would not have gotten close enough to throw insults. Excuse me, Captain, while I finish this fool.
Enough. If our governments see merit in sending their best diplomats to discuss an alliance, then we should all follow suit. How can we form an alliance when we can't even work together?
This Klingon's aggression is all the evidence I need of their treachery.
The Cardassian attack on this secret outpost is proof of the Romulan betrayal. Who else knew?
Don't discount Cardassian intelligence. They may have intercepted one of our transmissions.
Incoming message from Ambassador Salek. On screen.
Greetings, Captain. You will be pleased to learn that despite everything, our meeting was a success. Both the Klingon and Romulan delegations have endorsed the alliance. I will remain here for the time being. When you return to Starbase 12, be sure to thank Admiral Liu for her part in organizing this summit.
Well, gentlemen, it appears you are now ordered to get along.
Very well. Until we meet again in battle.
If it is the order of the Romulan Empire, then I will follow
Captain,
it.
the Junkai
Until we
has
meet
left
again,
the system.
Captain.
Sir, the Cairo has warped out.
Incoming message from Starfleet, Captain.
Excellent work, Captain. Your participation in the defense of the station allowed for the success of Ambassador Salek's mission. We owe you a debt of gratitude. Additionally, your ability to defuse the volatile situation between Corbus and Tarek was exceptional. I knew my faith in you was justified. Report back to Starbase 12 for your next assignment. I cannot go into details over a long-range, unsecured channel. I look forward to your arrival. Liu out.
Well, with the Klingons and Romulans on board, it's time for Dominion War Part 2, except this time the Cardassians don't have the Dominion. They're screwed. See you next time.